Namaskar. Hello and welcome to P Guru's channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. The question in many people's minds: who made Pakistan do it? After all, Pakistan knows that it doesn't have a lot of weaponry. We believe that they have sold much of their arms and ammunition to Ukraine to turn a profit, which means they don't have anything. They thought they had a ceasefire with India. They don't have to worry about anything. Now you have a real system, instance of a possible war with India. What is going to happen? They are running from pillar to post, and they are doing some nakras like they always do. Let's welcome General Ravi Shankar and ask him what his thoughts are. General Ravi Shankar, namaskar and welcome to P Guru's channel. How are you, sir?
Thanks a lot, CIRG. Nice to be back after a week. We missed out on Friday. I was traveling, so you raised a pertinent question. Did China make Pakistan do Pahalgam? And I think it's a very interesting question. I heard your opening remarks. For some reason, there seems to be a presumption that we'll go to war, and that okay. And I'm not. It's not only you. Many people think that we're going to war. But we have to examine this entire story from a different direction. Why is China making Pakistan do all this? I mean, let's not have any doubts that China is making Pakistan do all this. We
So
should
you're
have
thinking,
doubts.
yes. Hmm.
Yeah, tell me. Yeah, we'll have a little chit chat and then
So
I'll
you,
give
you
you.
you think that it is a yes? You think it is a yes? That
There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. We should not have any doubts about this. We should not have any doubts about it, and that's the point. We should go race to the bait. We are being baited through Pakistan. You have to understand, Pakistan is only a catch paw in this entire game. Many people think, Asim Munir spoke this, that, and then there was an attack. And why? Why did Asim Munir have to speak the way he spoke? Why did Pahalgam have to happen? Is it in Pakistan's interest that Pahalgam happens? The question which I'd like someone to answer, because I don't have a logical reply for that so far. Yeah, there is that this chap Asim Munir wants to become a dictator for life. Then he's losing salience in Kashmir. The Kashmir cause was going for a toss. Pakistan was not getting recognition in international affairs, so it had to be brought to center stage. So he had to do all that. A lot of things, but are all these the kind of reasons why Pakistan has to put its neck on the line? And then when you dig deeper, you find no, the Chinese dirt comes up. And it comes very fast. So what I'll do today is, this is not a discussion. This is not a conversation. This is an analysis. Please understand, all of you who are watching. This is an analysis. And this is a logical analysis. So we'll go through a proper presentation and then I'll invite your comments and we'll have a discussion. And Shreyati, anytime you feel the need for a question, please do shoot it. So, should I start?
sir, go ahead, sir.
Okay. Can I have a presentation? We'll go dive into it directly. Look, this whole story, I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to tell, and this story has to be understood in the broader ramifications, not in the India-Pakistan context. That fellow has done something, I'll fire. He's got some stupid weapon, I don't have that. This is the conversation which is happening in social media circles. I think we need to snap out of it. And if you want that kind of analysis, don't come here. This is not the channel. Neither is Ganesh not the channel, nor P Guru is the channel to come to all some nonsense. Okay, we are going to talk facts and we're going to talk geopolitics. We're going to talk international relations. We're going to talk power games. And it starts on 14th March. Why I'm saying 14th March? 14th March is this article which came out. It's not a great article, but it puts a lot of things into perspective. It says China is trying to kneecap Indian manufacturing. What is kneecap? What is trying to kneecap Indian manufacturing? Break your, knees. That's the thing. And why? This is the logic. Which I mean, this is a very good article on international trade, international relations, and how global trade trends are going to go. I would suggest everyone to read it. Now, the major points he makes in this are this: FDI to China has fallen off the cliff, and companies are trying to pull out their money. This is a fact, and all this before the trade war started. This 14th March, mind you, I'm going back a month and a half back. Now, in turn, look, he says China has grown big. It's not a small country, it's not a small economy. We all know that it's a manufacturing center of the world. If people have to get out from there, China is now trying to shift from being a destination for direct investment to become a source of investment. That it will go and invest outside. And this process has already started in Cambodia, in Vietnam, in Malaysia, and Bangladesh. But it suddenly is facing a situation where it without India it can't go ahead. And with India there are a lot of problems which China faces. So that's the third point. China is trying to isolate the world's biggest and most important development country from its new economic world order. So very important sentence. China is trying to isolate India out of the new economic order which China is trying to construct, in which USA has no part. USA is only a dormant recipient of China's new economic order, where China has to consume as per China. Where USA has to consume as per China's requirement. It's like a cow which has to be fed. Okay. Now, at the same time, China is discouraging its firms to invest in India. At the same time, it's doing that in the sense that you don't go and invest there with your technology. Ensure technology from China does not go to India. And their workers and their equipment cannot come here and set up things where, you start learning the technology. They know what they did to USA. They don't want India to do the same thing to China. That is, steal technology and become big. They are aware of it. So there's a dichotomy here. It wants to invest in India, but at the same time doesn't want to invest in India. So it is preventing others from investing into India. Like it's making efforts to ensure that the Apple investment in India and the Foxconn investment in India doesn't succeed. Okay. And he says if China wants to stay much more powerful than India, it has to ensure that the new wave of globalization skips India entirely. There's a new wave of globalization, reglobalization. We've been speaking of it. If China has to contain India and keep India depressed, that's the way forward. Ensure India doesn't get the technology which it needs. And China's leaders envision a new global economy in which high value manufacturing activity resides in China and India remains a service dependent backwater. So you will keep doing the menial jobs and they will. That's their plan. Let's be very clear. Okay? Right. This plan, everyone knew. In fact, I did a full program on this around 20th March or so. And people said, oh, yeah, this guy, old fellow, is talking, and that's about all. And within China, there is a lot of argument against this. Where they say, no, India is a backwater anyway. Whatever you want, nothing happen, everyone has to come to China. Well, this was a debate which was going on. But the danger of India was known in China. That sooner or later, India will replace China. It's a thing which will happen. That's a cycle. And in this article, this global cycle has said, look, at one point of time it was Britain, From Britain it went to USA, from USA it's gone to China, from China it will come to India. It's a cycle which will happen. These are market factors, economic factors. All this is debated. But on Liberation Day, on 2nd April, now Trump comes up with his tariff plan. And that puts China at odds with everyone. The tariffs are so high that they have hit China. We have to understand. There's a lot of information coming here and there. Who's winning the tariff war? I couldn't care a damn who's winning the tariff war. Whether USA wins or China wins is of irrelevance to me. Whether Trump is doing the right thing or wrong thing by America or China is also of irrelevance to me as an Indian. What am I interested in? What is there for me in this whole story? And how does it affect China? Because China is my enemy. I've said this. It's not my adversary, it's not my competitor, there's no diplomacy in this. It's my enemy. I agree with Mr. George Fernandez who said China is our number one enemy. Okay, this is it. Then the tariff war started. And these are, I'm just showing you two reports from South China Morning Post today. China's exporters face domestic challenges amid intensifying trade war and low demand. This is focusing on the internal. There's no internal demand. No one is buying anything in China. And everywhere outside also, if you see the New York Times today, they have said how much America depends on China for various items in a house. No, it starts from 5% to 96%, some in 100%. So that's going to fall off the cliff. Whether the fact one has to remember is, if Americans don't get some of those items, they'll not consume. They'll go do without a flower pot or a plastic flower or something like that. Or they'll find alternatives. But the fact for China is they don't sell their products. They can't do much, and this is it. And today's report, this is of today. I'm jumping the gun a bit. I'm going sequence wise. There could be 16 million exports jobs in China which are under danger or they'll get gone. If that goes once, those factories close, end of China, thank you. So China is standing at this edge. So what does China have to do? We have to understand this. And China has been in the know of all this, not now, ever since Trump has taken over. They knew, right? I've been telling everyone from day one, China is very clear that Trump has got after them. Trump is befriending India. Trump will support India because the only alternative to China in scale and size and shape is India. If not now, after 5 years. Okay. So this is the issue. So China is in a fix. Now, so during the tariff story, 19th April, the Chinese envoy in India gives an interview to the Times of India. So what does he talk in that 19th April? Now mark the dates. I'm coming sequentially. We spoke of 14th March. We're talking of the tariff war times, from tariff war times to April. Now, 1 week back. He's spoken of high-level exchanges between economic ties between India and China, how we should beat together the US tariffs. And he's confident that, China's and India's relationship will, flower. They'll flower in heaven. Oh, that kind of a thing. And this article is widely read. Everyone knows. They must have bought Times of India off. And I don't know why Times of India gave this article only out. All that. But then it has happened. Okay. See, the outreach is there. Now, when you see this, yeah, please go ahead, sir.
Before we go up to the next, just stay there. Sir, the owner of this rag has said that, he's publicly said that we are in the business of advertising, not news. So that's it.
Yeah, money. That's why I said he's paid off. So,
Taimur weaning himself off of diapers Taimur walking, Taimur sitting and admiring a goat. All these things are news items in Times of India. Who is Taimur? We all know who it is. This is nonsense place. Sir, go ahead.
No. See, I agree with you completely. Let me take it a step further. Many of these so-called national dailies are like toilet paper. I won't even wash my bum off this. Let me be very candid
Might
about it.
be. Yeah.
I'll get infected by some bloody Chinese virus. Okay. So when you analyze all this, Noah's opinion on kneecapping, all that. This is it. Tariffs. See that from 15th March to 19th April, when this fellow says, India-China ties, China needs, these are the points which come out. China needs India for its own recovery. Without India, it cannot recover. You can talk anything you want, but this is a fact. That's why he's coming and licking your ass. Okay? And China needs India not to be on the US side. It can be neutral, but it cannot be on US side. A fact. And this is a long given strategic position of China. And China is being badly hit by tariffs. Badly. I've shown you. I've just shown you two. Like I said, what happens to USA? Who wins? I'm not bothered. China is being hit without doubt. Shipping rates are down, container rates are down, every damn rate in China is down. Okay? China cannot afford India to progress beyond a point. If it does so, if India crosses the Rubicon, that's the end of China. The geometrical multiplication factor will kick in. China must ensure that India is not an alternative to the world and that the world remains dependent on it. These are imperatives for China. How do you kneecap India in such a circumstance? In the current where the tariff wars, India is saying, I'm going to do a deal with USA. I'm not interested in dealing with you. We've put barriers, tariff barriers already on steel, and more will come. Okay, and they are trying to do what they want with Apple and electronics and all that. So it's not a hunky dory thing. Now the trade relations, everything is, they are almost lined up. And Chinese survival depends on India's death, if I put it. And people have to understand this. So what does it do? It introduces the Hafiz. You know whom I'm talking of? Hafiz-e-Quran.
Asim Munir.
Asim Munir. He's a joker. So it's twisted Pakistan's tail. And Pakistan is a joker. It has to. See, the only export from Pakistan to China is donkeys, nothing else. Right? And and Pakistan is so much in debt. So China would have said, okay, you do what I expect you to do, and I'll help you out. And China has been very unhappy with Pakistan. So how does Pakistan regain that? We'll see this. Now, 18th April. See, I'm going back by a day. 19th April, this fellow comes, and I just come because I put the Chinese thought line first. 18th April, this fellow gives this story. He's building up. I mean, I don't know how many of you have gone through his complete 8-minute speech, which is put out. Only 8 minutes have been put out. That's also doctored. But important aspects as concerning India is what I'm going to play. So there are 3 clips, small clips. Have a look at it. And you'll understand the story. Okay.
We can't hear it, sir. We are unable to hear it. No audio. General Ravi Shankar, no audio.
Oh, I see. 1 minute. Let me see again. I don't know how to handle that because it's coming here. Can you hear?
No, unfortunately, no. Sir, let's keep going. Sachin can look it up on YouTube and we can stream it from there.
Okay, fine.
Sachin, can you please look it up from YouTube and stream it? You have to share the audio over StreamYard, some requirement that there's a setting that you need to do. Okay.
Okay. If you have 2 minutes, I'll get the entire clip out.
Yeah.
Okay. Bear with it. I'll get the clip out.
Okay. So what we will do while the general is taking care of that is we'll talk of a few things around this. For example, just to complement what General said, China has relaxed its tariffs on US on 3 critical segments: pharma, electronics, and one other thing I don't remember off the top of my head. So they are already feeling the pain. In fact, they are feeling the pain more than perhaps China, perhaps US is feeling. US too is feeling the pain. There is a lot of discontent. For example, there was a survey conducted of satisfaction of how well Trump is doing, and he's not doing that well. 44% overall rating. Usually at this time in anybody's presidential reign, it is about 51, 52%. There'll be always, it's not going to go more than that. Democrats will hate a Republican president and vice versa. That's how it goes. So if you get 50 plus, that means that not only the party faithfuls, but also the independents are also favoring what Trump is doing. So Trump has that problem. Now, there is also a story of a coup having happened in the CCP, although Xi Jinping appears to be still in power, but 2 of his very senior people, hand-picked people, Admiral Miao Hua and He Wei-dong, both these people are missing from some of the important meetings that they are expected to attend. And there's a third person also, I'm not remembering his name. So He Wei-dong is number 2 in CMC. And if I remember correctly, Admiral Miao Hua was the head of Rocket Force. This Rocket Force is supposed to be their family jewels, and that is seeing change after change after change after change. What gives? What is going on? So there are multiple factions inside China that are vying for control right now, it looks like. And one of them, which is probably the aggressive one, is trying to instigate Pakistan and say, okay, we will figure out a way to, waive your loans if you can do this for us. And Pakistan, they are a cat's paw. They're good at this kind of stuff. They've gone ahead and done that. And viewers, remember this thing. They don't have arms and ammunition. They sold all that to Ukraine. Ukraine has been complaining that some of the arms and ammunitions don't work. And then there is a deal that they appear to have made with Belarus, where 100,000 soldiers of Pakistan are going to go to Belarus. And Belarus sits between Russia and Ukraine. So you're going to give arms and ammunition to one side and people to the other side. Go figure the logic here. That means Pakistan is desperate. And I have a monologue coming out in the next few hours that will tell you about the state of their great missile, PL-15E, and also the state of their submarine technology. It's going to blow your mind. Do watch that one. Because we're just trying to go through, okay, so tomorrow there's a war. Who's going to do? How many astras do you have? How many shastras do you have? How many do I have? And let's have a powwow, right? So we know that the nuclear weapons are all disabled right now. What the news is that half of the whatever the detonator codes and other things are at KSA, that is US base in KSA. The other half are with Rothschild. So I wonder what Rothschild gave to these people, where he has come and personally asked for all these things. That family has taken the other half. In fact, I don't know if you remember, Sumit Peer had said about 50, I think Paradise Point or something like that, 50 black vehicles going from Karachi to that place on one morning and then returning with something. So clearly that was like a convoy where they got a bunch of stuff carted away. So between those two entities, the nuclear codes are safe. They don't have any nuclear power.
Yeah.
I mean, you have people who are so naive, they think that they can take an atom bomb in a bag, like the one that you have, rice bag, that sort of stuff. I mean, people, I mean, you have to have some brain. Sir, back to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Can you put this video up?
That you have shown towards the armed forces, and
The,
I'm extremely grateful
and you,
It's coming up,
to
sir.
see the sentiment that you have shown
yeah, this is the
towards the armed
complete.
forces. And I'm
Okay.
extremely, there's a brain drain which is taking place. Every possible aspect of life. Our religion is different. Our customs are different. Our traditions are different. Our thoughts are different. Our ambitions are different. That was the foundation of the two nation theory that was laid there. That we are two nations. We are not one nation. So because of that, our forefathers, they struggled, mounted that incessant struggle to create this country. Our forefathers, they have sacrificed immensely, and we have sacrificed a lot for the creation of this country, and we know how to defend it.
So he's talking of we know how to defend it and all that and the two nation theory and all that. It doesn't end there. Let me
Kind of
get.
security situation, there won't be any investment coming to Pakistan. Inshallah, you will see that we will beat the hell of these terrorists very soon. Balochistan, you think this 1,500 people belonging to BLA and BLF and BR. Pakistan needs to be a hard state. A country whose all institutions, whose all departments, organizations, divisions, allied departments, they are working as per the law, they are fully operational, and everything has been done as per the constitution, is a hard state. ये सोशल मीडिया का मैं कह रहा था और ये तहकीक करने की जरूरत नहीं है, बस इसको आगे चलाओ. Our stance, government stance on Kashmir is absolutely clear. It was our jugular vein. It is our jugular vein. We will not forget it. And we will not leave our Kashmiri brethren in their heroic struggle, what they are waging against the Indian occupation. And we have fought free war for Kashmir. To the Muslims of the Gaza also. Every kind of support.
Yeah, thank you. Get this off. So you see, he's very clear in his articulation of what Pakistan will do, jugular vein, Hindu, Muslim, all that. You think it's come out of its own, out of the blue in one day? Yeah, please.
Sir, if he is so confident of his ability to defend the country, why did he send his wife and children to United Kingdom? The top 5 or 6 families have sent them outside.
PSG, I'm not interested in getting sidetracked by all this today. Sorry. I'm not joking because the thrust of my talk is not that. I'm conveying something else very deep. It doesn't matter, I said, whether he sent his wife or his dog away, or whether he's got one missile from China or not. I'm not interested. Irrelevant. We have to look at the larger picture, and that is what I'm trying to put across today. So, if I go back, you see, China has introduced the Hafiz, and now the Hafiz has spoken of the two-nation theory. He's spoken of Kashmir, and he's spoken of Indian Army. That Indian Army can't this thing. These are the 3 things which he has, put across. And then comes 22nd April. And we all know what happened on 22nd April. Okay? Now, after that, what? 23rd April, Zhu Fihong, who is the Chinese ambassador in India, he puts this tweet out. He says, shocked by the attack in Pahalgam, and I condemn it. Deep condolences for the victims and sincere sympathies to the injured and bereaved families. Oppose terrorism of all forms. He's putting it out. They're playing mutton chess. Understand this. And of course, a lot of people have replied to everyone says China has defended the move to block listing of Lashkar terrorists at UN by a veto. We know that. So this comes out in the tweet. Okay. And then today, this comes out in Global Times. Why? Dar, who's the vice premier of Pakistan, and Wang Yi have had a phone call for 15 minutes. They've spoken for 15 minutes. And they say China supports impartial investigation on terrorist attack. Calls on India, Pakistan to de-escalate tensions. So now they want from within a day, what the Chinese consulate here has put out, condolences and all this nonsense. Now they want an impartial investigation, and then immediately, sorry, this is what actually is come out in the report as an ironclad friend and all-weather strategic cooperative partner. So this has come out. They say they're going to stand by Pakistan. China understands Pakistan's legitimate security concerns and supports its effort to uphold its sovereignty and security interests. The buggers here are talking of one thing, and from there they're talking of something else to Pakistan. And they reiterate that they want an impartial investigation. Now, after that, what happens? China has helped Pakistan at the UN Security Council to water down that, put out by UN. UN has played second fiddle to Pakistan and China. So you see this whole story. They are orchestrating it very clearly. Earlier I put down the trade aspect where we threaten them and they have no defenses against us. They can't get into a war with us. They don't want to get into a war with us. Right? They can't do anything on trade. There's no influence. So that's how Pakistan has come into the equation. In the same Zoom he found 26th April, that is day before yesterday, he puts this out. What does he say? As per the latest IMF projections, India is set to overtake Japan as the world's fourth largest economy this year. And by 28, it will be the third largest economy after surpassing Germany. They know. So here these guys are playing, they're trying to say, okay, we are friends, we are big economies, we are Asians, we'll do together and all that. And from the other side, they're getting you to fight with Pakistan. They put this out today, not today, yesterday, 19 hours back. These are the things they're saying. Look, India is the third largest in chip design and fabrication. We are not confident. They know what India is. And this is the kind of information war which is going on. This Yu Jing is a Chinese spokesperson here. Every day there is a tweet out on how India and China should cooperate. Okay? Discover similarities between China and India in the aspect of culture, philosophy, shared ethos, etc., etc. They're putting out an influence campaign. Oh, look at this. Kailash Mansarovar Yatra bonds China and India and things like that. So you see this duality of relationships coming out. And you have to see through this. Okay. And then they're firing this through New York Times. There's a very curious article which has come out through New York Times yesterday. It says India seems to be building the case for striking Pakistan. All kinds of innuendos have been used and written by obviously a Pakistani. So there is a considerable amount of left-wing socialist, influence which is being worked upon by China in USA to form an opinion that India is going to be the aggressor. This is not a simple thing we are handling. You're seeing a full-blown media campaign and public opinion building. Within India, they're speaking a different tune. Okay? What is this game plan? And this is important. India should be won over in the trade war against USA. That's their first choice. Or India should be coerced to be on China's side. Both these have failed. Or third choice, India should be at war with Pakistan, which will be mortal to its economy. This is the thing which we have to understand. And Pakistan and its army can be given a few crumbs to achieve this, and they will roll over. If we understand this major construct, rest everything falls in play. And they've used this joker also. This is an article day before yesterday on Bangladesh. In fact, I have done a program on this yesterday and I put this out also today on Bangladesh. It's called the Pahalgam lesson for Bangladesh. Those of you who are in P-Gurus, go to Ganashot and have a look at it. Yeah.
General Ravi Shankar, is this also on New York Times?
No, this is from South China Morning Post.
Oh, SCMP. Okay. Got it.
They've come out with it. You see how China is playing this whole game. On one hand, they're helping Bangladesh to become anti-India. On the other hand, they're made moves to Pakistan and they're baiting you to get into a war. Now, these are the questions which you have to answer. Is it in India's interest to be at war with Pakistan? Is it in my interest? Definitely not. If you are hot-headed, you will go to war like an idiot. Only idiots fight. You know what many people are thinking? Oh, it's macho to go and sort out Pakistan. Sorry, it won't happen. It shouldn't happen. All that graphs which the Chinese are showing you will go the negative side if this happens. We are not at a strong enough economy where we can afford to go for a war with Pakistan. Is it in India's interest to deepen trade links with China? No, it's not. Whose interest is being served if India and Pakistan are at war? I don't know. I want people to answer this if you can. I'm very clear. It will only be Chinese interest. Pakistan, so it doesn't matter, no? It doesn't matter what happens to Pakistan. He'll get a few money from China and he'll remain like a pig in the bloody backyard. Or a donkey in the backyard. But what happens to us? All your dreams of becoming the third largest economy, all that will go for a toss. Have people thought of it? Who have now started comparing, weapon to weapon? The war is not an option for us. You need to deal with Pakistan and China differently. That is statecraft. That is Chanakya Niti. Idiots will go to war. If China is adopting indirect methods to screw India, India must also adopt indirect methods to screw Pakistan and China together. Yeah, please take this off now. We don't need the slides anymore. Thanks, Sachin. So the point which I've made in this whole story is we should stop discussing war. It's a waste of time. I'm not being pacifist. I'm not a pacifist. War is the weak man's option. My goal is different. My goal is even more devious. I should break Pakistan. My India's purpose will be served if Pakistan is broken. It is broken to a level, whether it's one Pakistan, 10 Pakistans, I couldn't care a damn. The system should be so broken that it cannot think of war. And today the conditions in Pakistan are like that. It doesn't have an economy. Today, the report is 13 people in KP have been killed, Pakistani army people, in a bomb blast. Day before yesterday, 12 people were killed in Balochistan. The situation is so bad there. So go to Balochistan. Balochistan is 50% of Pakistan, almost
Size
44%
wise.
of land mass. Yeah, help them. They'll destroy Pakistan army for you better. Why do you want to put all your arsenal against them? Save your arsenal. If you have a war with Pakistan and tomorrow China attacks you after 1 year, what will happen to us? When you have expended all your ammunition against this idiot, think further. I understand the emotion of 26 people being killed and innocent people being killed in Pahalgam. They are my people also. So you have to, there are different methods to handle Pakistan. At the same time, I'm not saying don't adopt surgical methods. There are surgical methods which will ensure you don't go into war. You don't need break Pakistan. Don't go to war with them. In doing so, you'll break China. You have to break that relationship. Where do you break that relationship? You break that relationship in POK and Gilgit-Baltistan. You have to use the anger of or the shame of people of Kashmir to get an outreach website to people and make them rebel against Asim Munir. What is China doing to you? Do that to Pakistan. You say, all of us say, China has carried out a cyber attack, incidentally, in Europe. China has attacked, there's a huge power outage in Portugal, Spain, and south of France. The grids have been blown off. Cyber attack. Okay.
When you
So,
say grids have been blown off, is it like a physically blown off grids?
cyber.
Okay.
And this, one of my friends from France told me this. He's in this sector. So, you're going to have difficult times, there's no doubt. But those times are not for, saying we'll go to war with Pakistan. That's the first option. And let me clarify. Pakistan doesn't have ammunition for more than 3 days, or 4 days, or 5 days. So if a chap doesn't have anything, would you like to tire him out before he gets into a fight? Or you fight with him? He's weak. So what has Indian Army done? Should I put him in a position where he's even weaker or not? He's got only a limited resource. He's got a problem in Balochistan. He's got a problem in Afghanistan. He's got a problem in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. He's got a problem in POK. He's got a problem in Gilgit-Baltistan. He doesn't have water. Water is the first thing you have done. You have already shot that arrow. He's in panic already. And I put it out today. Already he's crying uncle. He's gone to Iraq. He's gone to Saudi Arabia. He's running to China. He's running to UNSC. He's looking at intermediate all that. Suddenly one fine day Pakistan will realize, look, this is not something which is good for me. I am playing Chinese game. But they are stuck. They can't do anything. They have to go through. Now that Asim Munir has spoken what he has spoken. Please understand the story which is happening. So you make this Pakistan army run around. You go and deploy on one part of the border. He'll come and deploy against you. Next day you go and deploy somewhere else, withdraw from there. He'll run there. Make him move. Mobilization kills an economy. It killed our economy during our Parakram. If those of you who don't know. Make him run around. Have you seen a bullfight? What does the matador do? The matador doesn't become a bull and bash his head against the bull. The matador uses a sword and a red flag and he makes the bull run around. When the bull is fully tired, he cuts its spine. That is what we have to do. Please understand this. Right? So, Chinese trolls will come. Pakistani trolls will come on my show, on his show. Every show it will come. So don't get carried away by them. Don't get baited by them. This is the time when you have to sit tight and do what you have to do. Have you seen a racing car anytime on tracks? When it goes fast, it sits, it stabilizes. If there's instability, that flips. We are a stable racing car. Let's not do the wrong thing and lose that stability. Yeah, I have finished. Shreyaji, any questions, please ask.
There are a lot of questions from our viewers. Let's go through them. I had a few. Let's just go through the questions from the viewers. Sometimes they also cover the same things. Paymax wants to know, surprise, the general of the army, instead of looking at strategies of war with Pakistan, is talking of economics. Third largest economy, Jaan hai, Jahan hai, is Modi's statement. Request focus on lives.
I think those few who are thinking of war are stupid. Let me put it up front. Armies don't fight just to go and do war. Armies fight for peace. Armies fight for prosperity of nations. Armies fight for welfare of people. If you have not lost a man in battle, you chaps will never understand, and you will come up with questions like this. Unless generals don't understand economics, trade, international relations, and people, we can't fight wars. Wars have to be fought for winning. I'll go back to what Mr. Vajpayee said at the height of, Kargil. मैं लड़ाई तो लड़ लूंगा, लड़ाई शुरू तो करूंगा, खत्म कैसे करूंगा? आप लड़ाई तो शुरू कर दोगे पाकिस्तान के साथ, खत्म कैसे करोगे? मैं अभी वाजपेयी जी का बात कर रहा हूं मैं। आप पुतिन को देखिए, बेवकूफ आदमी, पिछले 3 साल से तरस रहा है, बाहर नहीं निकल पा रहा है। आप नेतन्याहू की बात कर रहे हो, इजराइल ने ये कर दिया, वो कर दिया, उसका क्या हालत है? इजराइल का क्या हाल है? They are living constantly under the fear of someone hitting them. Would you like to get that out and ensure India grows, or India fights and becomes a beggar once again? You people don't know what happened to this country after 71 war. We had the biggest, victory in our history. But from 71 to much later, we were a nation whose economy was broken. Please understand. And there is no compartmentalization in defending a nation or building a nation. That the general should speak only this and the economist should speak that and politicians should speak that. Because all of us should speak sense. Yeah, next question.
Rockstar 12345558. Viewers should read between the lines. General is not saying no kinetic action will be done. All he's saying is that it should stop short of all-out war.
We don't need all-out war. You can apply violence indirectly. How have we bled? We've been bleeding in Kashmir for 30 years. 1 year you bleed Pakistan and Balochistan, Pakistan will collapse. You can do a lot of things kinetically without going to war. Yeah.
Next one, please. Thank you, Sajid Kumar. Wouldn't China be more than happy to supply anybody with shells, fuel, money, or whatever if they are ready to fight India?
Possible. Completely true. And that's what they're doing now with Pakistan. We have to be alive to that. If that is China's game plan, you want to go to war and, complete China's dream? We have to be clear what we want to do. Yeah.
Next one, please. Rudran wants to know, any weapon supplier will be interested to push this war to meet their own ends and also test their weapons. Moreover, in debt both the countries.
Yeah, I agree with you. So should we get into war? This answers my question. I couldn't care less what happens to Pakistan because there are better ways of making Pakistan cripple Pakistan than fighting an all-out war with them. Remember, war is not fought between equals. War is not fought between strengths. You pit your strength against his weakness. So what is Pakistan's weakness? Would you like to take on the army which is its strongest part? Those of you who don't understand, join me tomorrow. I'm going to get General Hari Mohan, who's recently retired, and he was the chief of staff Northern Command when we were facing off with China in 2020, 21, 22. He has battle experience. He will tell you tomorrow evening, 9 o'clock. You pit your strength against his weakness. What are Pakistan's weaknesses? That is the least cost option. And yeah.
Kumar Gopalan wants to know, one time please bring General Dushant Singh on the present Pakistan conflicts.
Yeah, unfortunately, General Dushant Singh is out of the country, so I'm not able to get him. He and Rajiv Narayanan are both out of the country. When they come, we'll talk about it.
Pradeep Tumati wants to know, sir, you mentioned that BrahMos is the only operational supersonic missile. Russia claims Zircon is operational. What are the other operational missiles that have similar caliber?
I think we should take this question out. We shouldn't get on this.
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with this. Yeah, let's go to the next question. Prakash Bhaskaran wants to know, good day, sir. Can you prepare a wanted card with a spade, Mullah, Rat, Munir, and ISI chief and other terrorists? If Pakistan want to negotiate, they must surrender all in 72 hours. What is your take?
Look, all this is hype. Don't get into this, please. All these are hype. Okay, why do you... Such talk will get us nowhere. Pakistan will not surrender in 72 hours. It's not surrendered in 72 years. Why will it surrender now? So, okay, you should think beyond what is the real story. Yeah.
Shritik Kotari wants to know, sir, according to you, what are the specific measures we need to take to make sure Pakistan pays the price? Saying that use diplomacy and economic coercion is vague. IWT is the only specific measure.
Shritik, you have not heard my talks earlier. You have heard. And yet you are asking this question. It shows to me that your mind is fixed. You asked me questions in my earlier talks also. I've given you out the options. You have Afghanistan, you have Balochistan, you have mobilization, you have POK, you have Gilgit-Baltistan, you have water, and more. Okay, you cut off his influence operations. Today only India has cancelled or banned all Pakistani handles who will talk here, all the YouTubers. So you guys should stop seeing those YouTubes so that you don't you pay for them. I've also said trade, cut off his trade. Anything being sold to Pakistan through third country also should be charged 10 times more. So get hold of our traders association, twist their tail. India has a lot of options in its armory. We have to use them. I mean, let me tell you. Okay, you're selling something to Dubai. What is Dubai's consumption of, say, pickles? Let's take today mango season. Let's take of mango pickles. Dubai, with its population, say, can consume 20 bottles, but it buys 100 bottles from you. Why? 20 bottles it will consume and 80 bottles it will sell to Pakistan. Everyone knows that. They change the thing and send it. Tell Dubai, first 20 bottles I will give you at 2 rupees a bottle. That's the normal trade. But the next 80 bottles or any number of bottles, I'll give it to you at 500 rupees a bottle. Simple. You want to sell it to Pakistan at 500? Take your price and sell it. Make it costly. And Pakistan cannot survive without your items. Everything. So there are many things in our armory which we can do. Yeah.
Bangalore Subramaniam Srinivasan wants to know great analysis of the geoeconomics and why China wants to keep India out of global supply chain. Always a great learning session with Ravi Shankar sir. Thanks for Sree Iyer for the asking the question. Thank you so much. Next one, please. Arun wants to know, are the Western countries really ready to alienate Pakistan? There are many people deep within their governments. Will we face some non-cooperation during a war by the West, like during Kargil?
There's no war, Arun. Again, get that mindset out. No war. Right. Countries will not alienate Pakistan because they have Western interests in Pakistan. We know it. Western countries don't like India. Let's be clear about it. There's a big lobby within USA who doesn't like India or in Europe. We also don't like them. Learn to stand on your own. Let me put certain things in perspective. When the attack on Parliament happened and we undertook Op Parakram, India was not strong enough on many counts. So we could prosecute it to the logical end. When the Uri attack happened and Pahalgam happened, not Pahalgam, but Pulwama happened, we were strong enough to retaliate, carry out surgical strikes. But we couldn't take that escalation beyond a point. Because we didn't have escalation control. We didn't have a chavi. Today this has happened. You are strong. India is a strong country today. That is why you see China behaving. China is not able to take you on directly one-to-one anymore. He will not come near the LAC, don't worry. Today, this incident happened when our Prime Minister was in Saudi Arabia, escorted by their fighters. The moment his plane entered the Saudi airspace. See the importance. This happened at a time when the Vice President of USA was here talking trade. You have strength. Use it. You have the escalation control. You have the key. And the key is not war. The key is to screw Pakistan and lock Pakistan up. That's the thinking we should have. Not stupid war that he's got one gun and I don't have half a gun.
Jayant Kashyap wants to know, General Sir, shouldn't India leverage the 500,000 PRC colonialists, voluntary hostages in occupied Balochistan?
Completely. Play it. Threaten them. 2 threats and everything will start. You don't have to kill anyone. You just have to threaten them. And Pakistan will be forced to react there. Then Pakistan, will it run to Gwadar? Will it run to Khyber Pakhtunkhwa? Will it come against India? Where will it go? Make Pakistan run like a rat. Yeah, next.
Rajiv Shashidharan says, General Sir and Sree understand Pakistan is a hitman of China. My point is, China with all its economic crisis, are we reacting too much? My army will handle it. Are we equipped to take on China?
We don't have to take on China, Rajiv. You have to take him on other fronts. Don't worry about the army. Army will take on China. In fact, the Chinese army can't take it on India. I'll put it the other way around. The question should be different. I'm not the kind who's going to lie back and make these chaps talk what they want or listen to whatever others talk. Today, China is in no position to fight a war. You just heard Sree Iyerji talk and tell about the internal struggles in China. Their leadership is short. How will they prosecute a war with that kind of leadership? Let's get real. You have to study China deeply. You have to study Pakistan deeply. You have to study international relations deeply to understand how offensive I'm talking. Yeah.
Next one, please. Govinda Guru wants to know, China knows the weakness of S-400 and now Turkey is supporting Pakistan, which means Turkeys get Turkey drones. Do you think this is a matter of concern to India?
Irrelevant question.
Sree wants to know, very good analysis by General Sir. General Sir just strips bare the design and intent of China. My question to General Sir, do you think this backfire on China if India goes full throttle on all fronts?
Yes, I hope it does. I need to go full throttle on all fronts, and those fronts are not physical. Look, I'll quote the Chinese to you. The Chinese say there's a difference between war space and battle space. Battle space is constricted and restricted to the physical effects of battle. War space encompasses a huge thing, and that is what we have to expand into. The argument in most cases is talking of battle space. How will we fight each other like idiots? I am giving you Chinese thinking. You have to expand the battle space. And look, full marks to a government, they're thinking of war space. We here in all these channels and all, right? I mean, I'm being very honest. All these, guys who sell black medicine to you by saying China will do this, Pakistan will do this, we'll do this, won't happen. You have to think big.
Thank you, Devesh Sharma. Sir, can you please explain subversion and how USSR was disintegrated and how same can be used with our Western neighbor as Pakistan is already demoralized and destabilized?
Look, it's very simple. You have to let that pressure cooker carry on for some more time. And that's what happened with USSR. The pressure cooker effect. Let that pressure cooker build. Let that pressure cooker build. It's just building. You just taken the first step with IWT, abrogation. There'll be more YouTube, The sum of it is a psychological effect on Pakistan. A psychological effect on people of Pakistan. Just think of the farmer in the fields of Pakistan who will be saying, आज तो पानी आ गया, कल नहीं आएगा तो क्या होगा? India बंद कर देगा. He doesn't know, it can't do or not do all that. But there's a psychological strike which has happened already. That is the thing. So wait and judge the situation before you use your sword like that bullfighter.
Thank you, Nitish Kumar. Nobody should fight a mad beggar with knife.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Next one, please. Nitish Kumar again. Namaskar. China is fearing Japanification like economy, while India is 20 years will be 4x in real term and 2x in dollar. Inflation that is 8x. It is Chinese trap?
No, it's not. China is going to suffer. I've given you a date. I've given you a date of 2030. Around 2030, you'll see a different China. There is something happening in China which we need to understand, which is not military, it is not economics, it's the people. And it's the people who make the country. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. It's wonderful talking various topics here. My hope is that, like General said, you win the war without firing a bullet. That would be the best war to win. And I know the impact of 1971 war, that 5 paisa per every transaction called refugee tax, and all the Bangladeshis who came never went back. And India just became a basket case after that for 5-6 years. In fact, till 1977, I would say. Thank you so much, sir. Namaskar.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, sir.
Bye.